All right, good to go. Hey, this is Steve, the physical therapist. This is your balance exercises. Now, I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, I probably worked with you some, but if not, just make sure you consult with a doctor and a therapist before starting any kind of exercise program. Anytime we're doing our balance exercises, we want to make sure we have something solid to hold on to in front of us and preferably something behind us, such as like a chair, wheelchair, something along those lines. And then in front of us, we want like a counter, sturdy chair, sturdy piece of furniture, just something that's not going to move if we need to steady ourselves. So we're going to start with some of the static balance exercises and work our way to the dynamic. Typically, I would recommend doing each of these between 1 and 3 minutes every day. These are all sort of daily driver exercises. You can do these 1 to 2 times daily and shouldn't cause any significant issues such as like fatigue or pain or anything like that. If any of these are causing pain, you definitely want to hold off on doing them. These are not exercises where we want to push through any kind of pain. All right, so first things first, we're going to do feet all the way together. Stand up nice and tall, let go of our support surface. Now, some of you might not be able to get your feet all the way together. That's fine. Just as close as you can comfortably. So typically when you're doing this, what we're focused on is keeping that good upright posture and then trying to keep our weight-bearing symmetry as good as possible between our left and our right leg. So a lot of people, like if you have, a bad knee, bad hip, something along those lines, the tendency is going to be to lean to one side or put additional weight on one foot compared to the other. So we're trying to really balance that out as much as we possibly can. Now the follow-up to this is to then do eyes closed. So typically you're going to feel a lot less balanced when you do this. You really only have 3 systems for balancing. So we have our eyes, which is what most people are dependent on. We have our sensation on our body, and then we have our inner ear, which is our vestibular system, which is basically fluid-filled canals that can sense movement. So as you get older, that visual system sort of takes over and becomes the dominant system. Now, most of you will not be able to do a full minute of that. So typically I would say between like 10 and 30 seconds and maybe do that 2 to 3 times. So for demonstration purposes, I'm just going through everything once. I would typically do all of these at least twice when you're going through your daily exercises. All right, next one I'm going to have you try. We're going to do 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. So we're in that stance phase. So typically you're going to have a good side and a bad side with this. Whichever leg is in the back is naturally going to have more weight on it. So in this case, I have my right foot forward, left foot back. So my left leg is taking most of my weight right now. Same thing as we did for narrow base. We're trying to stay up nice and tall, keep good posture. We're looking straight ahead. Try not to look at your feet while you're doing this. And here again, just like 30 to 60 seconds on each side. Now, the more narrow you are and the further in front you are, the more difficult this will be. So you can progress this by trying to do a line with our feet, doing that tandem stance, but this is going to be very challenging. This is one of the trickier balance exercises you can do from like a static perspective. All right, so we're switching feet there. I'm just going right to tandem just to make this a little challenging for myself. Now in my case, this side's a lot more difficult for me because I have some ankle issues. So I had repeated ankle sprains, so my right ankle is a lot less steady. So this really works me when I'm doing this. All right, we're just trying to get up to a good 30 to 60 seconds here. All right. Okay, so next one I'm going to have you try normal standing, whatever feels comfortable. I would typically say around shoulder width if you can. And we're going to try to turn, look over one shoulder, hold it a few seconds. So like 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Back to the right. Hold it the other direction. Same thing. Good. And we're just going to keep swiveling back and forth between our left and our right. Now, most important things to keep in mind here, we want to try to be even going both directions. We don't want to be really turned on one side and then barely turned to the other side. Try to even it out. So whatever the lesser turn is, that's what you want to do. So if I can only go this far on the left, that means I'm only going this far on the right. Now, with this, some people do have issues where their knee will start to feel like it's given out a little bit. So be careful about that. If you're starting to turn, you're getting that weight shift going on, and you're feeling like the knee's buckling on you, take it back. No need to push through that. We don't want you to end up having the knee go out on you when you're turned like that. That'd be a great way to fall. All right, next one I'll have you try. We're going to do a functional reach. So I'm going to take a couple steps back. I'm going to bend down, reach forward, hold a few seconds, come up nice and tall. Now with this one, we want to make sure we're getting a good bend from our hips. So we don't want to just bend from the knees. We're almost leading with our hips when we do this. So I bend hips, then knees. I have the support surface in front of me if I feel like I'm losing my balance. And here again, if you're going down, you get to a point where it feels really painful. So I'm coming down right about there, it starts to hurt. We want to come up a little bit from that point. So no need to push through pain for any of these. So let's try one or two more here. Good. All right. And then similar idea, we're going to try to bend down towards the floor as well. So here I'm going to bend down between my legs and then come up nice and tall in between. Some of you may not be able to get that far down. That's totally fine. Just do the best you can. We're just trying to get that bending over motion and having to maintain our balance without holding on while we're doing this. So if you can only get this far, that's fine. Do a few more here. Good, and one more. All right, good stuff. Another one I'm going to have you try. Let's see if we can do up on one leg. So here again, typically you're going to have a good and a bad side for this. Now what you're focused on is trying to keep your weight over the leg you're standing on. So in this case, I'm keeping my weight to the left while I'm standing on my left leg. Now when I switch, same idea, keeping my weight off to the right while I'm maintaining my balance. Now here again, for me, this side's a lot tougher than the left leg is just because of my ankle issues. And you may have the same thing going on. So typically, it's going to be hard to hold this for more than 5 to 10 seconds. That's fine. Just try to do it a few times on each leg. And if it starts to become painful, so like I'm doing it on the right leg, starting to hurt, take it easy, try it on the left again. Good, and we'll try one more time on the right. All right, very good. So depending on when you're watching this video, I may also have an advanced balance exercises video out. If I do, I will put that down in the description. Otherwise, hope you have a great day. Take care.